Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to my life advice page by Nikki the Boss, also known as Nicole Miranda. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my YouTube page, and thank you for commenting and sharing as well. For today's topic, we're continuing on to part 4 on the rest of my natal chart, the rest of the houses that I have, and the planets and zodiac signs that are in each house, which, as I said in my previous video, if you haven't already, checked out my first 3 videos, which kind of gives you more of the explanation of the houses, the zodiac signs, and also my last video of my first house, because I had 5 different character traits in my first house. So this is my second house, my 4th house, my 10th house, and my 11th house. And let's get started. Now, if you remember from my past video, my first house, I had 2 Capricorn placements, one with the Sun in Capricorn and the other one with Neptune in Capricorn. I also had 3 Sagittarius placements, one with Uranus in Sagittarius, one with Saturn, and the Ascendant Rising Sun in Sagittarius. Now, this was all in my first house, which the first house is Aries, and it represents life and self. So, like I said, check out my previous video, part 3, to my first house and the zodiac characters with their planetary tools, as I like to call it. The house is basically what represents in yourself, your characters, and each house has a zodiac that represents those houses, and then you have your own little characters within the houses. Okay, so now in my second house, I actually have Aquarius and Venus. So Aquarius, as we've said before, it's the ruler of friendship and blessings. Venus is the ruler that determines on what you love. It's the ruler of love. How you will love what you love, how you express affections, and the qualities you're attracted to. So the things in life that you put your love to, the things that you love, whether it's money, whether it's your partner, whether it's children, whether it's going out serving the community, whatever you love, because in general we should love, period, every day. Okay? And this is the romantic side, you know. So the Venus in Aquarius is basically, so Aquarius is, they're very like free-spirited, they have no structure. So when it comes to love, having the Venus in Aquarius, it can be all over the place, because you love intellectual. So I'm using me as the example, being that Venus is in Aquarius for me in my second house. So I like things that are intellectual, which is true. Sometimes I can be detached, and as far as my feelings, and as far as how I sympathize. Sometimes I don't give sympathy because I like to be strong. But that could also be bubbly and obvious when we like someone, which is true. I get like very flustered and blushed in the face when I like someone, and you know, they turn me on, I guess. They vibrate at, let's just say they vibrate at the level that I like. And usually it's when they're very intellectual and they are aware of life. Aquarius and Venus prefers the form of intimacy less obvious. So more like in the street, we're going to keep it casual, you know, no public affection. But in those sheets, you know what I'm saying, or in the house, that bubbly, that loving side is like more in-house. It's not one to openly share that love and affection. And that's what makes it so interesting, because, you know, I do have that habit. Like when I'm out, even if I'm with my partner or whatever, yeah, you know, I hold hands or whatever, but I don't like that kissy. We don't gotta be showing the world that, you know, we're like, I get it, I love you and everything, but let's live our lives normal, because at the end of the day, we still have to live our lives. And it says, because it's in my second house, it's expressed through money and material possessions. Because remember, the second house is the House of Taurus, which is the gains, the values, the material possessions, the money, having things stable. So the Venus is very strong in the second house of really money, and priorities are like one of the main things that I do love. And not that I love money, but I like to make sure that I'm stable. And so I express my love through things, through material things as well. Like when I love someone, I like to show them that I'll take care of them and be there for them, because I like that as well. I like being shown that you can take care of me and that you're loyal to me. Not that you have to buy me things, but it means something when you took the time to do something for me. You went out of your way. So possessions, it doesn't have to be material, but the fact that you put your thought into it. The next house that I have in my chart is the 4th house, which is Cancer, the parent, the house of, you know, home and family. And in my house of Cancer, I have Aries and Jupiter. So remember, Aries is love, is self-love, self-image, with Jupiter, which Jupiter is also another social planet that we learned that rules idolism, pursues ideas, optimism, hopeful, confident, confident in successful outcomes, very ambitious, expansion, takes action and self-development. Okay, so Jupiter in Aries would be self-development, self-action, you know, growing and finding and understanding through action, and independency, forthright, straight to the point. So, and that is so true, because I am very straight to the point. I don't like wasting my time. I don't like to sit there and waste anybody else's time. I'm very like, let's go, what's this gonna be? So it also brings out the bluntness in me, because remember that it is in my parent house. So I'm like a parent. The parents always on time. They gotta discipline their children. So I'm very self-disciplined, self with the Aries inside. And then Jupiter, obviously, with all my ideas. Like, I have all these great ideas, and I am very optimistic, and I am very independent and straight to the point. Being that it's in my 4th house, it's meant that I find success through my home and family, or I am basically, which is true, because honestly, I want to do this for me and my family. I want us to have a better life, and I want to be grounded. And so on to the next house, which is the 10th house, which is the Capricorn house. Hey, the house of enterprise, you know, the kingdom. It means the kingdom. In my 10th house, so in the Capricorn house, I have Scorpio and Pluto. So let's give you a rundown of Scorpio. Scorpio is the ruler of the 8th house, which represents death, shedding old skin, house of transformation, okay? Cycles of death and rebirths, sexual relationships and commitments of all kinds, joint funds, finances, other persons. You're the other person's resource. It's so true, because sometimes I am like the other person's resource. They like find comfort in me. Karma and spirituality, regeneration, and self-transformation. Okay, so Scorpio is present in my 10th house, and he's utilizing Pluto, you know, because like I said, the planets are more like the tools that the zodiacs are using. So Pluto is the ruler, another ruler of generation. So this actually means that it's within your signs for about 30 years. So it rules power, intensity. It's a magnetic field, obsession, control, trying to be a leader, you know, like all these things, all these characters. So being that it's with Scorpio in my 10th house, it makes sense because I'm going through that stage, and it's about 30 years that you are in this stage. And so, you know, I am shedding old skin. I am going through this transformation. I am trying to become a better person. I want to, you know, have better relationships with everyone in general, with my friends, with my co-workers, with a partner, with my child, with my parents, everyone that I meet in a day-to-day life, you know, for the future things that I plan to do with my team, ATM. So there's just a lot that I want to do, and I want to be able to express that. So anyway, Pluto in Scorpio. So that was just Pluto's general explanation. Pluto in Scorpio is the psyche. When your psyche is like elevated, it's generations of your psyche being passionate, intense, serious, private, self-obsessed, perceptive, sensitive to insight. Okay, being that it's in the 10th house, that means you are personally transforming outdated ways of visualizing things, and you're allowing new visions to come through so that your success could finally come into fruition. Your dreams could come true. Basically, this is the stage of my dreams coming true. And it's so funny because this is really going according to my life and how I feel and how I'm understanding life. Okay? Because I am in the process of shedding new skin, transformation, and all of that. Now on to my 11th house, which is my last house that I have present in my character. And as I was saying earlier in my last video, we only have certain houses with certain characters, and it's good to know, especially when you get in a relationship with someone, to know what characters they have in their house, because you kind of want the characters you don't have. So for instance, I don't have 12, I don't have 3, I don't have 6, 7, you know, I don't have those houses. And if I find someone with those houses, we can kind of like, you know, put the puzzle pieces together. I'm just using myself as the example, obviously. But anyway, so on the 11th house, this is the house of Aquarius. Remember, of friendship, of blessings, the house of blessings. And in my 11th house, once again, I have Sagittarius. This is the 4th time I have Sagittarius in my character trait, okay? I have 3 Capricorns, 4 Sagittarius, so I got Aquarius, you know, I have a couple other ones, and Aries, but like, I'm like a Cap Sag, really, honestly. Okay, so I have Sagittarius and the Moon. So we already know Sagittarius is the journey and the philosophy house. The Moon rules emotions, the moods and feelings. What you most think of yourself as reflects your personality when you're alone or deeply comfortable. So the Moon in Sagittarius can affect your emotions. They can become restless, meaning that you're very emotional deep down. Like this is, remember, the Moon is when you're alone. Like the feelings you feel when you're not with other people. How you feel when you're internal. Self-questioning. Optimistic, independent. You may hide your sensitivities behind interest in finding new ways to feel. So instead of trying to figure out like why I'm so sensitive, I do try to like adventure to new things. That's that journey in Sagittarius. Try to do something new to kind of keep my mind away from how I feel. Because it's in your 11th house, you find security in safety and through your friendships, your social life, and your social status, which I can say this is true. And I'm learning actually to be more self, because I find my security in like having my friends and everything. But in order for me to like, because I'm shedding skin, I am learning that I don't need to always surround myself around everyone. Now I'm trying to surround myself around either the people or things that are going to help me grow in life. And so I do cherish that, because I cherish those who are around me, who are growing and who are helping me grow, who are being a part of my growth. So that is definitely important to me. And that's pretty much a wrap up of the houses that are present in my character, who build me basically. So these houses have their individual characters, which are the zodiacs and their planets that help them utilize the tool as far as what they do, the experiences and the emotions they go through in each of those houses. There's more than this. So the houses get split into 4, and that's for another topic for another day. But I just want to share with you that if you kind of get in tune to your astrology and know your natal chart, your natal birth chart, it kind of explains who you are, and you kind of understand, and it helps you to kind of cope with maybe what's missing or what you thought was missing, because this really gives you an awareness how the universe really is almost like a game, a matrix, a code. Think of it like a computer. When you save things on a computer, it saves it as a code. It doesn't actually save it as a document. Another good example is a video itself. When you save a video onto a computer, it generates codes for that video, and then it plays the video. But when it saves it onto the hard drive, it's actually saving as codes. It saves that at 1 minute and 25 seconds, code A, B, C, D, D, F, G is going to happen until 5 minutes and 35 seconds. And then G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P is going to happen. And then, so like it generates a code. I'm just using it in simple terms because, like I said, it's so intense that you kind of have to break it down. And there's so much breakdowns that you really have to put your mind to it if you really want to. Because there's also elements in your zodiac, like I'm an earth sign, there's water signs, there's air signs and fire signs, and it just goes, it gets real deeper. But that's the end of this whole natal chart journey that you have been through, video 1 through 4. Once again, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you can share my videos on Facebook. Remember, I'm new to this, so this is just going to be me just sharing. There's no real structure. I'm trying to give it some type of structure, using my sages, namaste, showing peace, love, and happiness. Also showing you the different sides of me, the different characters. You understand? We just read about it. And this is why I wanted to share this, because I wanted you to understand why I do have different characters I've built over time through my hurt, through my pain. But now I am learning self-love, and I am on this journey, this spiritual journey of self-love. So once again, if you could follow my Instagram, my Facebook, and just share this on Facebook. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste, and peace, love, and happiness. Namaste.